waters is murky, and what the fuck do murky waters mean? Not beyond a reasonable doubt, right? Not beyond a reasonable doubt, right?
It was 5 white boys.
Yes, nigga. Man, that nigga was at a fucking thing with cap ass niggas.
Hey, bro.
Look, we got another hour we can bust down. Let's bust down another hour. Capping ass niggas. We ain't even got to do. What other topics y'all want to get on? What y'all got? We got some other. I was gonna talk about the tariffs and all type of shit, but
Trump whooping people.
I was gonna talk about the tariff wars. I don't know if y'all niggas y'all stayed up on the tariffs.
I did.
I seen he raised China 125%.
Like they going back and forth type shit. I mean, do y'all know what's going on with it?
I know exactly what's going on.
I know China cutting out the middleman.
China about to collapse. Bro.
No, I'm saying, are y'all
bro, go
well
watch
versed
those
enough?
Chinese YouTube channels, Loud Y and all them dudes. China's doing bad right now.
Well versed enough to go deep into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to put y'all in murky waters. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. Yeah, do it.
I don't want to put niggas in murky waters. I don't want to put. Hey, hold on. There go Messiah right there. They got a question for you, kid.
Yeah, what's happening, kid?
Oh, you lying?
Yeah, I was on time, nigga. Fuck you talking about. And your mans was late, nigga. That's the only difference. You don't see when Cuz late, cause we don't start till Cuz get here, nigga.
Messiah was in traffic.
I got socks. Nah, I'll make some socks for y'all though. And shit. Yeah, man. In this bitch.
Kylie got here before you.
TG Carter, you on bullshit, cuz. I'm always on time, nigga. And when I show up, I'm on
That's why
time.
this nigga Bobby be so pumped up. He be in real time arguing, getting pumped up.
Right, all this shit, yeah.
This and that.
Was Messiah late? That's crazy. You got socks. Evil Kane, what kind of socks you looking for?
True as hell. These niggas
That's cap,
You want
nigga.
to tell you what's crazy? All the conservatives.
These niggas on here capping, man.
He signed with Carmelo.
Anthony, what's happening, bro?
Tim Cass deciding with him?
Tim Cass.
Yeah, Ruckus in here talking that bullshit.
Yeah, Ruckus talking that
A lot of
Hey, why don't you put the thing
are
up?
signed with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, because the nigga ain't know he right.
Look,
Look, we can get on some music shit.
But there's more diversity of thought in amongst conservatives. Conservatives are more independent minded. Liberals are high minded. Whatever you say, that's what we gonna think.
What music? Y'all got some music topics? We can get into some music shit.
Music topics. What happened to the tariffs?
Okay,
Nigga,
we
fuck
get
them tariffs, nigga. Hey, what y'all want us to talk about? Music or tariffs, man?
Nah, they been asking for the tariffs low key.
90-day pause on the tariffs apart from Canada. And I got to hit up, been in the hospital, broke my hip. Damn, cuz, stay strong.
We talk about tariffs tomorrow. Then.
Yeah, they say Uncle Ruck is my favorite co-host. I said stocks, but if you got merch, I'm for sure. But I didn't know you was talking about. You must have spelled wrong.
Oh, you off? You off?
Yeah, y'all gotta pull up on us, cuz, when y'all come to the city. Oh, they said tariffs, so it's saying they want to hear about tariffs.
Tariffs, niggas tired of talking about them shit.
Yeah, that's facts.
They do. They like when the next conspiracy
Bruh,
episode.
tariffs is good, man. I'm good.
So tomorrow we'll talk about the tariffs. I get y'all time.
All right, man, tariffs.
But today,
Tomorrow.
we can
I've been listening to shit, so I can't talk about no music. I've been listening to
No, we ain't got to talk about music. We talk about anything.
I've been listening to kids complaining, talking about I need money for spring break.
No, we can talk about anything.
Why are black kids increasingly violent? Like, why is it always
Come on, we
us?
ain't doing that, bro.
Let's do it, man.
We're not doing
I got a real theory about this.
No, we're not doing that.
All right, I'm gonna do that on my show.
Behavior.
Hey, y'all go to Defiant.
Oh, we can do the real
Matthew, what's happening, bro?
Real
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah, we talk about the real
I'm trying to
ID.
get this shit right for y'all, but I don't think I can get it. Your shit don't turn it. You can't do it the long way.
Nah, hell nah. Cause this shit's on the phone. I got the app, but I ain't set the shit up yet. That's why I'm like, I don't really care, bro. The
stream.
the stream shit to go live. I keep forgetting to order.
StreamYard?
Nah, fuck StreamYard. Them niggas went up.
Why? Yeah, they did.
I ain't fucking with Stream. I got OBS. Hey, hit that. Hit the record.
OBS Studio has an app.
Yeah, oh God. And you can put your PayPal and shit, all that shit on there. Like, I got it. I ain't used it once.
Yeah, cut ready to flip the table. Say something to the people, Ruckus. They want to see you, man.
I'm ready. Who
Hey, fuck tables.
They say you ready to flip the table and you screaming back here.
What the hell?
Yes, sir. We gonna stay true. 100.
What is we talking about? Real ID.
Hold on. What's the deal? What's the deal, people? Back at y'all again with another one. Make sure you share, like, subscribe to the channel. As always, it's your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain, because they hate me for my opinion. We got a full house in the building today. We got the co-host in the building, the co-host of the co-host. What's up, cuz?
What's happening, man? LBC Messiah, the great, here to lead the way. Come here for the facts and no cap. At least I can speak for a few. I don't know. They might put them cap hats up out of here, man. But we gonna call them on it, you know.
What's
Come
the
on.
deal, man? Carly the one. Tap in. You know, man of less words. Come on.
Come on. Hey, we got a fan favorite back in the building, or should I say most hated?
Most
Because
loved.
they love to hate this.
Uncle Ruckus.
Most loved.
Uncle Ruckus back in the building. What's the deal, bro?
You know me, not working out.
Man, for sure, you definitely eating and not working.
Look
so.
at this freaking stump, bro. I am.
And you know, once that stomach get out of control, it's hard to attain again.
You know, I just given up. I figure I'm having fat ass stomach till I die.
You got a lean belly and don't drink no lean. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
lean belly.
wow. Hey, but it's a lot going on, man. The tariffs is going on, tariff war. A lot of people is worried and concerned about that. This real ID thing is looking like it's becoming a reality. You know, they pushed this back for a while. So starting May 7th, you need a real ID to fly domestically unless you have an enhanced ID or a U.S. passport. So a passport, as we all know, will get you on all international flights. Enhanced IDs will get you on domestic flights, and you can drive into Canada and Mexico. The real ID will get you on domestic flights. Real IDs cannot be used to cross the border, though. The only visual difference between a real ID and an enhanced ID, real IDs have a star in the top right-hand corner, and they have a star in the top right-hand corner. Or is that the enhanced ID? Enhanced IDs got the star, the real IDs have the flag. Your standard ID will be no good. Oh shit, is that right? Oh no, it'll still be good for driving after May 7th. So you can still drive with your regular standard ID. But outside of that, you can't do nothing with it. So my question is, what's going on with the shift? A lot of conspiracies floating around about these real IDs, because if this is the real ID, so what you saying, my previous ID was fake? You know what I'm saying?
They was
So
already-
what y'all think about
It's
this?
crazy because they was doing the real ID stuff before. Like when I would go to DMV and get an ID, they would still tell you need to get a real ID after that, which never made no sense because it's the same picture, same everything on there. And even with the with this new stuff, I went on there and tried to start filling it out. I don't know why they're so pressed before May 7th when they're requiring people to get it. And then they're also doing a facial recognition thing. So I don't know if I'm gonna be fucking with that. I'm gonna stick to my US passport.
I think it's so they can get rid of what we have, like our identification system now. So I think we'll all be, instead of it being state to state, it'll just be one big system of them being able to access your identification.
I think it's just a money grab. I think California is billions and billions of dollars in debt. And I think that whenever a state or even countries, whenever they have what looks to be insurmountable debt, they start finding ways to basically hit people up for money, because we're gonna make something that you have in your pocket basically unusable, and now we're gonna hit you up for another $100 and something for this other thing that does exactly what you got in your pocket is doing. And on top of that, let's think about this. You're gonna tell somebody they can't get on a plane if they don't have a real ID in California. But what about the places that people coming from where they don't have no requirement for a real ID? Somebody with a regular ID in Illinois could still fly into Chicago, fly into California with their regular ID, and they can fly out of California with their regular ID. This is communism. This is authoritarianism. And I believe that California, we have such close ties with Xi Jinping and the People's Republic of China, because we are trying to look at how they extract dollars and resources from their people using authoritarian decrees. If you look at the situation with the no combustion engine vehicles after 2030, did you ever vote on whether or not we should allow combustion engine vehicles to be sold in California? Of course you didn't, because it was never brought up for a vote. Gavin Newsom just made a decree. After 2030, you're not going to be able to bring no more cars into this state or sell any more cars in this state that are run on combustion engines. California is moving dangerously close to authoritarianism. And you know it's authoritarianism when the stuff they're doing makes no fucking sense. So only Californians are going to get limited. So we're prisoners in this state now.
Let me give y'all a little history of the real ID. So the real ID is the new generation driver's license or identification card that meets enhanced security standards established by the Real ID Act in 2005, which was a response to recommendations made by 9/11's commissions following the September 11th terrorist attacks. So bingo, here we go again, more conspiracy talk. This attack was pulled off And now all of a sudden we need all this enhanced security, right? Because that's what we lost during the 9/11 attacks. Now you got TSA, you got all these other extra checks, facial recognitions, and all this extra shit, and they deem it as safety. This is making you safe. Really, you're losing rights, and they're having more control and more surveillance over you. So the real ID is supposed to be for security. Like, you got all this extra security. They talking about the scams, this and that. They got this star in the right-hand corner. And as far as if you're able to, it lasts 8 years. So the real ID stays valid for 8 years. I'm even like, why do we have to keep updating our fucking ID? I'm the same person that I was 8 years ago. Well, not the same person, but I'm the same person. I'm not a new person after 8 years, like, oh, my name changed or no shit like that. So that's even like a money grab, like you said, every 8 years they want you to redo it. But they're really running this narrative that is stopping like terrorists or, how can I put this? Which is crazy because we had the immigration thing going on where they were letting them come in and vote without ID, like all of this shit, but we gotta have a real fucking ID.
You don't need an ID.
The first ID wasn't good enough, but you don't need an ID to vote.
You don't need an ID to vote, but all of a sudden we want this right. I'm telling you, this is
crazy.
just a money grab. That is it. And I don't understand how you can pass a law that says if you don't get this certain ID, California citizens can't get on an airplane. To me, that sounds like you making this motherfucker into a prison or something. Because you're telling me if I don't want to get this ID that you're requiring, see, the airlines determine what type of identification you need to get on an airplane. Now, it's Patriot Act all over again, which was already deemed to be unconstitutional. This is just Gavin Newsom and his cronies in Sacramento. They figured out a way to hit niggas' pockets.
Right, and it's like California keep making things worse and worse to live in Cali. And it's crazy to what you just said, like people can fly in with no problem and without having an ID. You're not going to stop them at the airport when they get off the plane and say, hey, nah, go back. You need your ID. So they making it worse for us in a sense. But then it's people like, it just makes me crazy that people never question none of this stuff and we just run and go do it. Hey, by May 7th, you need to have this or else this is going to happen. Because what would they really do if nobody went and got them and the airlines wasn't moving? You know what I'm saying? That'd be a big dent on their money grab, and it'll fuck off everything that they trying to do. And 9 times out of 10, they would probably just be like, man, your ID is good.
Is it not nationwide?
No. Every state does not require a real ID. But what they're saying, because people are asking the questions that y'all are asking, well, what happens if I don't have it and I want to come to LAX or whatever the case? My state don't require it. So they're saying your air travel may be delayed. Being delayed is spending more time in security. So what happens is, if you're flying without a real ID as of May 7th, according to TSA's Real ID landing page, in the event you arrive at the airport without acceptable identification, whether lost, stolen, or otherwise, you may still be allowed to fly. The TSA officer may ask you to complete an identity verification process, which includes collecting information such as your name, current address to confirm your identity. If your identity is confirmed, you'll be allowed to enter the screening checkpoint where you may be subject to additional screening. You will not be allowed to enter the security checkpoint if you choose to not provide acceptable identification. You decline to cooperate with the identity verification process, or your identity cannot be confirmed. So now you got to go through all this extra security clearance check, and they got to really, okay, this is him. Now you go through even more security. So basically, they're going to make it so hard for you, you just going to break down and comply and just get
But to me, it sounds like they gather information. It sounds like they're doing the same thing they already do. When you walk through and show your passport, they're checking all your information. It might get scanned as you do the facial recognition and all that. It's still the same process. Only thing they might do is have you give me some other identification and add it up and say it's you or not. That's the only thing they're doing. It's going to be the same process as going through the checkpoints. In my opinion, I think.
The state of California needs to be sued. People, don't give them your money. Don't bail them out of the excessive waste. Don't give them more money to steal. Get you a passport. Oh, only about 7% of African Americans got a passport anyway. This is the perfect time to get you a passport. Play the game with them. Screw them over too. You get a passport, your money goes to the federal government. And guess what? They can't reject that passport. So yeah, go ahead and keep getting hosed for money every couple of years, because this will only get worse. I was in Nairobi, Kenya. They did the same thing. That's how I know what this is about. In Nairobi, Kenya, they owe a bunch of money to China. China came up on their loans like we want our money. The president said, oh, everybody in the country has to register. What does that mean? People are registered. They have IDs. They got to re-register. Guess what? It costs to re-register. But he wanted them to register so he could find out exactly how many people were in the country so they could tax their ass to get money to pay back China. They do this shit in like third world countries.
Hold on, let me interject real quick because I don't want us to sound like dumbasses. So, as of May 7th, all states must comply with the Real ID Act.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
saying.
all states will have to comply. So your ass ain't flying out of nowhere without a Real ID or a passport. All states.
All right, debunk everything I just said then.
This
But anyway, but to go
That
back,
was my point,
go
though.
back to what Ruckus said.
Well,
Get your passport, and your passport is more valid than 8 years. You got at least 10 out the passport, so that's even better than just getting an ID regardless. Like you said, it's a money grab. You go spend some money on a passport. It's
And
valid with everything.
Let me tell you this. Let me give you some game on the passport too. The passport don't got your address on it. So if you ever want to show somebody your identification, like, hey, I'm good with this, but you don't want just any old average Joe who could be a serial killer to have your fucking address, I pull that passport out with a quickness. You can know my name, you can know who I am, but I'm not about to tell you where the fuck I'm living at,
Facts.
where I'm laying my fucking head every night. That passport is crucial. If you have one, you know. But yeah, I advise people, it's harder to lose too because it's a damn
Way
book.
bigger, yeah.
It's way bigger. I advise people to use their passport because I realized that too. I'm like, damn, if I give a nigga my ID at the grocery store, he know my address and all that.
Facts.
Motherfucker be a killer. So I started doing my passport, bro. Like,
you know John Wick ass.
Everything like a
The fuck,
movie.
ain't nobody looking for you. Hey, you know what? They probably is looking for your ass on the wild shit you say around.
oh yeah.
They ready to chip
When I
your dumb
became
ass.
famous, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I be finding myself carrying my passport around because of Apple Pay. I almost never pull my wallet out anymore when I'm paying. So I got the habit of leaving my wallet in my gym bag or something. I'll be like out at the club or something, the bar, like, fuck, left my wallet but got my passport. So I just find myself
nervous.
carrying that shit even more.
I'd be more nervous to carry my passport around. I look at it more like a serious document compared to my ID.
But they can't do nothing with it.
No, like I feel like going through the renewal process or getting another one is more strenuous than getting just an ID.
Shit, you can get a passport in one day in California.
You might be able to get it quicker, especially if you got a flight book.
Yeah, they got emergency ways to get it, all type of stuff. So it just depends on what day you really go.
Because that's a trick I learned. They said book your flight, and then you go down there with the flight dates on it. You expedite your shit.
You can get it in one day and you don't even gotta have your flight stuff. It used to be like you had to show it. I got one, went down there.
Just try to be one of the first people in line. They do so many people that day.
Yeah.
But I heard they're also getting to the point where they're gonna start accepting your IDs on like the app. So they're gonna have the DMV or whatever your state is, the app where your shit is
It needs to go digital.
uploaded. That's like where they, cause I don't want to carry that shit around anywhere. Like
No
you
one's
said, fuck
carrying that
around,
shit.
lose your passport or whatever. So some clubs or some bars or some restaurants, they will take a photo of it. Or if you have your driver's license, they'll take a photo of the front and back. They'll let you in off of the photo.
The only reason they're not doing it is because they gotta figure out a way, because it'll kill a lot of jobs. So when some provide a lot of jobs, they hesitate to move it all digital. But eventually it will be all digital. It's gonna be on your phone. Like, oh, just upload this, download this state approved app, and then you could just plug everything like a California state wallet or something.
All right, tinfoil hat game. Put your hats on.
Okay.
I was reading this, right, and it made perfect sense to me. It says testosterone levels are directly tied to the compliance levels of men. So if we look at society now, there's already scientific studies proving that testosterone levels are down, damn near 50%, 37, 40%. So if you look at men in the past, they look totally different than men now. Men now are staying looking young for forever. You look at the good times and shit, the dad and the pops, they was like 23 or something, looking 50. You look at any old bodybuilders pictures, these niggas be like 19, looking grown as hell. The reason that the light bulb went off in my head, because if you notice, soy is almost in everything that you eat now. If you look at the boxes, soy is in it. Soy builds up the estrogen in your body, right? That's why you see a lot of guys got man boobs now, right? Or they got what they call that, the glyco, whatever.
Gyno.
Yeah, right? Because of all the high estrogen levels that is in the food. Not only that, all the water and everything is in the plastic. So you're ingesting high levels of plastic, which is also affecting your testosterone levels. So to me, it's being weaponized to keep men compliant. Because you always see the memes like, oh, we went to war over a 2% tax. We getting taxed at over 50% in California, and everybody just still scrolling. Men don't have that umph in them anymore, or that testosterone level to make them want to rebel. Like the real ID thing you were saying. Like, why the fuck we all even taking this? Everything they say do, we just say yes sir do.
Yeah.
But it's tied to testosterone levels. It's a lot of soy boys in society now. So nobody will essentially fight back the powers that be, where in the past you used to have a lot of fucking revolts that they don't really tell you about, like the Gullah Gullah Wars. They just think, oh, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. They don't tell you niggas the slaves was whooping feet, was putting belt to ass to the point where they had to come to the meeting table and go, we might gotta end this shit and enslave them a different way. So what y'all think about that shit?
I feel like it's true, but to a certain degree it's not, because like our parents was going for whatever as well. And I think they had more testosterone probably than us. They had cleaner foods, more natural foods and things like that. They didn't have as much technology, blue light. But if they were told to do something by the government or something was implemented, I feel like they would have just done it as well, because that's who's over them. So I know there's a lot of more soy boys now for sure, right? Like testosterone's definitely down and you can see that. But I think that for the most
Hey,
part,
we'll be back,
human
y'all.
beings
I gotta charge this
are
phone.
controlled anyway.
But I agree with what you're saying. Testosterone